Good morning, traders. Welcome to this video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. Before we look at the markets, wanted to let you know about the performance so far with Ultima EA. You can see here the account that we started 4 weeks ago for our members. It's up 123% at this point, as you can see, doing great. And here as well, the account that we've been following for a longer while, of course. But this is trading with 3% risk, so it is more moderate. Still great, 264% obviously, but it is with less risk per trade, 3 instead of 5. That's why the growth of the one with 5 is faster. This is, don't get me wrong, this is not the standard for every 2 weeks. We had a growth spurt. Doesn't mean that every 2 weeks we're going to have 100% growth. That's impossible, right? There was a comment below our YouTube video that said that my account will be $1 billion in a few months. Of course not. That's not how it works. We have spikes up, then we have retracements, then we have nice growth spurts, then we have sideways movements, and then again a spurt. This is over 8 months, so of course not every 2 weeks. But the past 2 weeks, yes, we did manage to get 100% actually in 2 weeks. Anyhow, enough about that. Let's take a look at the market here. The pound dollar is looking like a ascending wedge and bullish. The euro dollar, of course, let's start with that. It looks like it might be reversing because we had a bear flag here again and we made a lower low and we're really at very deep fibs, as you can see, indicated by the bullseye indicator. And price is bouncing. I mean, this is typically the first target zone, the main target zone we want to think about. And price did reach there. That's where we saw typically a bounce, but price went a little bit further. I think that it's really overextended at this moment. It hit the WIS6 level as well. 109 is a support zone, and we had some good bullish bounce up here. This looks like a retracement, looks like a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, and I think it's going to make a correction. The question is it going to be building a bear flag pattern like this? Then it could still just be a massive wave 4 for a downtrend continuation, and as it breaks the flag, it could go lower for a wave 5. Or is the retracement going to be more aggressive and more bullish? And that's something that remains to be seen. Key level, though, for sure is the 144 EMA. Because if it breaks above that 144 EMA, it is certainly starting to look more bullish, in fact. And we can have space up to the 61.8 fib. We'll be looking at the blue fibs in that case, the 78 as well. So we could see a move up from 109.40 to 110 and then maybe up to 110.50, for instance. Whereas if it goes sideways like that, then look out for the downside break. Let's take a look at higher time frames. But you can see that price is really stretched. It's really far, and it's more likely to make some type of bullish correction at this moment. I think that it's too oversold at this moment. The patterns and the price movement, I think, are indicating some rebound here. So on a 4-hour world, we see we're way past WIS6. That's quite a big move for the euro dollar, in fact. So on the 4-hour chart, I think we need to see some correction. So the question is, if we get that correction, we could see a follow through to WIS7 and 108, and then later on maybe all the way down to 107. Be careful of these targets as well, though. So maybe something like this could happen down to WIS8, for instance, eventually. But the question is this going to be bearish structure, though? And that's something that I don't know. It depends on how aggressive price moves up. If it goes above the 21 EMA, once again here on this 4-hour chart, which is the 144 EMA on the 1-hour chart, there could be a counter trend move too. But what I would like to see is a break above the 20 EMA, pull back and a bounce towards the 144 on the 4-hour chart. That could be indicating a reversal. So major decision zone for either a reversal or a bearish continuation. Okay. Looking at the daily chart, we see maybe the potential for a double bottom. There's a pin bar yesterday, slight pin bar, more like a doji, but still. And it could indicate that price might make a retracement here. So I think the retracement is likely. The question is only, in my view, what type of retracement. But for the moment, I think, considering the HMA is up on the 4-hour chart, I think that the bulls will be in control. Let's see how much price will push up. I think buys in this zone, counter trend buys with small risk, are probably the best trades for the moment. But they remain risky considering the overall, of course, downside pressure. But for the moment, I think that this will slowly move up, and let's see if it gains any speed. All right, pound dollar as well. We had, in fact, the second break above the 20 EMA right here. Now, for those SWAT traders, you know that a second break against the trend is often an indication of a wave C. So this was wave A, B, and C, and that's exactly what happened. We had a small retracement and bounce. So that's typical, of course, when using these moving averages, and the SWAT course will explain more about that. So we got that wave C. Now the question is it the wave C or a bigger reversal? Because although price hit the first target, which is the 144 EMA, price bounced off, broke, pullback continuation from the 21 EMA to the 144 EMA. Wonderful how that works. Beautiful stuff. Price respecting the 144 EMA as well with a triple top. But price looks to be breaking through it. It looks like an ascending wedge at this moment, which is a bullish price pattern. And fibs seem to be far away. So I think that the break here looks bullish to me. I think that price is respecting the 21 EMA and bouncing off of it. I expect a bullish breakout for the moment. We have a clear higher high and a higher low. If it was bearish, like I was here bearish, for instance, right? But price just didn't break below the 20 EMA and then started to break above it again. That totally changed perspectives. I think it's a bullish kind of scenario at this moment. And that's because also of the fact that, as expected, we had an ABC pattern here. We had a 5-wave pattern, so I said, watch out, ABC up, and then 5 waves down again. Price bounced at the 50 fib, and we got 5 waves down, and it looks like 5 waves got completed. There's also a 50 fib here of a bigger daily wave 4, and price seems to be bouncing at that 50 fib. So I think for the moment, I'm bullish. I would see targets up in 130.50 for the moment, probably. Looking at the fibs on the hourly chart, the next level to think about is 130, of course. After that, the 50 fib at 130.40, then 130.80, and then 131.40. All right. Oh, sorry about that. I lost my chart. There we go. So those are the levels to think about there for the hourly breakout. Question is this an ABC up or is this a bigger reversal? If it's a wave 3, if this is a reversal, right, then the wave 3, this could be a wave 3. In that case, if we put the fib from here to here, oh, there we go, then price should eventually get into the 130.60 zone. So if it makes it up in there and then shows a flag, it's above the 144 EMA. I'm definitely bullish. That looks like a wave 3. And I will look for a breakout for follow through to the 130.125 zone, 132 levels for the moment, maybe even up to the 61.8 fib at 132.50, in fact. So if it makes that kind of move and then a flag, that looks great for upside, in fact, later this week for the pound dollar. Now, if I'm wrong, and this is just a simple ABC correction, then price should bounce at around 130, 130.25 at the minus 61.8 target and minus 100 target and the 144 EMA. There should be a strong, significant bearish candlestick pattern and follow through momentum, followed probably by a flag and a breakout continuation. The break below this bottom is important, 128.75. That would indicate a follow through down to 127.50, 127, and there's a potential for price to move down to the 61.8 fib in the Wiz 8, for instance. So there could be that breakout as well. But I need to see a significant turn, flag, and then breakout follow through. For the moment, I'm leaning towards bullishness on both pairs, but I'm indicating already now in advance that if it does turn bearish, you know what I'm looking for, at least in terms of patterns and price movement. All right, that's it for now. In the meantime, as this video speaks, unfortunately, price has moved a little bit, so I hope that you can see this video a bit on time. But in the longer term picture, looking at, of course, the weekly candles and stuff, it would be good to see this weekly candle and see, yeah, is this a bullish candle, for instance? That could already indicate a very strong candle close near 130.60 or above, could already indicate some type of reversal later on this week, of course. That could be interesting. And same for the euro dollar with regard to the weekly. Of course, if it turns into a bullish candle, that could already indicate a strong bullish bounce, of course. All right, that's it for now. Wish you all great trading and see you in the next video over the weekend. Cheers. Bye-bye.